successful. Here he is right here on the read option. We've been seeing this all day long. The defensive end goes up the field. He gives the ball to the running back. Deuce Vaughn walks right in the end zone. And now
yo, what's up, YouTube, man? And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about our opener game and things that I like, things I didn't like, and I'm going to go over the team stats, and then I'm going to go over individual play that I like that I'm going to talk about. So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. I want to partake into my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, my $100 gift card giveaway of your choice. Make sure that you're leaving your information in the make sure you leave your information on the bottom comment section. Make sure you share, because the quicker I get to 1,000, I'm going to be giving away a graphic tee like I have on my community tab page of the City Lamb. But I'm going to show you guys the website, and you choose which one you want from there, plus a $100 gift card of your choice. I'm hopping straight into it. First, I'm going to go over team stats. Then I'm going to go over individual play. Mostly, the number one thing I was looking for was penalties. We were 6 of 45 to Jacksonville's 13 of 86. I still think that we can clean up a couple of those penalties. We punted 5 times, they punted 3 times. We allowed 4 sacks, which I'm going to talk about, and some of the things that I didn't like. They ran 3 more total plays than we did. We were more efficient on them on 4th down, which we won't be going on 4th down a lot because, you know, in the regular season it matters, in preseason it doesn't matter. They're just playing out there for reps. 3rd down, they were way better than us on 3rd down efficiency. We were 5 of 15. They were 10 of 17. They allowed 0 sacks. Again, we fumbled twice. We threw 1 interception. They beat us in time of possession. It's preseason. I didn't really care about the win or loss. The only thing I cared about was seeing some of the guys that I wanted to look at. And real quick, the things I wanted to see before I even watched the game was, what does running back 2 look like? Who emerges? Is Mozzie moving people? The wide receiver 4 battle, our offensive line depth, cornerback 5 and 6, and then our linebacker depth, essentially. So the first thing I want to talk about before I get out the way, man, is Deuce Vaughn looked really great today. Yeah, man, Deuce Vaughn looked really great today. I was really proud of him. He was doing really well running in between the tackles. One thing I'm not going to worry about with him is him getting hit, right? Everyone talks about him getting hit. I think once you get to the league and you're playing high school ball at a pretty high level, you get to college, you're playing at a high level, they always tell you that once you get to a certain height, if you're not, you know, it's never good to take a lot of hits when you're, you know, in the league anyway, no matter how big you are. But especially when you're a little, you know, when you're not the biggest and you're not the most physically demanding type of guy, you have to make sure that you're not taking extra hits. So they always teach you, get the yards that you need, get down. 2nd and 4th quarter, get down inbounds. 1st and 3rd quarter, run out of bounds. So I think Deuce Vaughn was doing a lot of great things, and that's another thing. He's so elusive that when he doesn't have to worry about getting hit because he's so quick and elusive and small that it's going to be very hard for you to tackle a guy like Deuce Vaughn. And the only way for you to get a real good hit on him is if you have an open lane to hit him, or if he's just not paying attention and he's not keeping his head on a swivel. That's the only way Deuce Vaughn is really going to feel those hits. But the way he was running today and how he's making a lot of defenders miss, there's just no way that, you know, he cannot be running back 2. Rico Dowdle looked a lot better than what he's normally been doing. He showed out for you last year. He looked pretty good too. This year he did pretty well, did pretty good as well. Deuce Vaughn's stats was 8 carries of 50 yards. He averaged 6.2 yards a carry with a touchdown. He also contributed through the air on 3 catches for 6 yards. So in total, he had 56 yards. Rico Dowdle with 6 of 21 rushing yards. He averaged 3.5 rushing yards. And Rico Dowdle also air with 3 catches and 33 yards, averaged 11 yards per reception. Our running back room really looked really well today. I'm really proud of Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdle. I think Deuce Vaughn will more than likely be your running back 2. But for him to, for sure, lock that in, he needs to ball out next week against the Seattle Seahawks. If he has 2 straight weeks of him carrying the rock, not taking a lot of big hits, making defenders miss, not fumbling, he's going to be really great. And he also showed that he can also contribute to you in the passing game. Jalen Tolbert is proving to you why he got selected in the 3rd round, and he said that he was going to prove that this year. He looked really, really well today. He had 2 big catches. One was a touchdown. The other one was a big catch to set up the eventual touchdown that he did have. But What Jalen Tolbert did do was 2 catches of 29 yards. He averaged 14.5 yards a catch with 1 touchdown. Jalen Tolbert looked really good. He keeps showing what he was doing in the offseason training camp and bringing it forward into the preseason. Jalen Tolbert showed what he can be when he has great quarterback play. He's been showing out in training camp, and he also caught a touchdown in preseason. He's looking really well. I was proud of him today. Also in the receiving game, I was proud of Jake Ferguson. I feel like he's going to have a really good season, especially with us having Brandon Cooks, Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, Deuce Vaughn, or even Malik Davis taking away coverage from a Jake Ferguson, to where I feel like Jake Ferguson can have a better year than what Dalton Schultz had. And Dalton Schultz, really, if you look back on his stats, he didn't have a great year. You know, he had 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. You know, solid, but just wasn't that playmaking tight end. I don't need Jake Ferguson to be that, but I think Jake Ferguson is definitely a guy that will have a good season. I feel like he can have a better season than he had last year, but for sure have a better season than what Dalton Schultz has had while being a Dallas Cowboy. Another tight end that looked really, really well today was John Stevens. He had 5 catches, 56 yards. I already spoken about him before. He was a wide receiver, transitioned to a tight end. So I really love what he's been doing. Our linebackers today, man, our linebackers look great, and the run defense, they look great in coverage. DeMarvin Overshown looks like he's definitely going to be a guy who's getting reps in the regular season. And then you also got Jabril Cox, who looked great today and caused a incompletion today, and was forcing the quarterback to throw the ball earlier than what they wanted to. Damone Clark looked like he's about to take his second-year leap. So I feel like Damone Clark was going to anyway, with him being a year fully removed from the spinal fusion and him having a full offseason to recover for, you know, all the things that he had went through, then for him to come back and for him to show that he can be a true linebacker in this league and be a starting linebacker. And he's been getting a lot of work with Ryan Clark, host of the Pivot Podcast. So the last thing I'm going to talk about before I end the video is the offensive line depth. It is trash, because you hope and pray that Tyron Smith plays for the games that matter, that includes playoffs, and at least 10-plus games in the regular season, because our offensive line depth behind those guys are not great. Cooper Rush barely had any time to throw the ball today. Thank God that Will Greer is a little bit more elusive, because if he was a statue similar to Cooper Rush, he was going to get ate up a lot as well. So our offensive line depth is not great, and I don't think it's something that can be fixed in this offseason. I felt like, for me, the offensive line is possibly going to be a bit of an issue come down the stretch of games, and especially in January when you're playing for playoffs. It's definitely going to be a bit of a struggle, and I think that's why the Dallas Cowboys need to look into adding veteran help on that side of the ball. And one more thing, I think the Dallas Cowboys, they should go out there and immediately go get a kicker. And that's about it for the video. Again, I'm very proud of my young guys. The guys that, you know, whatever time you took out of your day to scout some of these kids, like Jalen Tolbert, Deuce Vaughn, DeMarvin Overshown, Jabril Cox, Damone Clark. If you guys took time out of your days to come scout these kids, that's what preseason is for. First year, second year guys, and bubble players. So I was very excited and intrigued to see Deuce Vaughn play. I love what Jalen Tolbert was bringing. I love our linebacker depth. Our offensive line depth needs to get better, but I think we can do that with signing some guys from the free agency market. And if we need to make a trade or two, let's make it happen. I think Jake Ferguson will have a good season, especially with him being most likely being our 4th to 5th option on this offense. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.